everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. And thank you for supporting. I'm Coretta. So one of my first YouTube videos was a rhinestone t-shirt video. And one of the subscribers asked me to show them how I would layer a two-color rhinestone design on a t-shirt. So today I will be making a rhinestone t-shirt using two colors. In this video, I'm going to show you how I formatted my template, cut my template, brushed in my rhinestones, and pressed the design on my t-shirt. You ready? Let's go. The supplies you're going to need in order to complete this project would be a rhinestone template of your choice, rhinestone flock. I purchased this from Heat Transfer Warehouse. You're going to need some rhinestone hot fix tape. I purchased this from Amazon. You're going to need hot fix rhinestones. I purchased the crystal rhinestones from The Baby's Booty. She does a buy-in every month, so go check her out. She's on YouTube, and her Facebook group is The Hoop Group, so go check her out. I got these dark pink rhinestones from Amazon. You're going to need a brush to brush your rhinestones in. And this is just an edge paint brush that I picked up from Home Depot. You're going to need a wax tool, a rhinestone wax tool to assist you once you get your rhinestones all brushed in. So you're going to need this to work with to clean up your rhinestones. And don't forget your t-shirt. Your t-shirt, I purchased this t-shirt from Michaels. It is a Bella Canvas t-shirt, and I like using the Bella Canvas t-shirts for my rhinestones because they are so much softer than the Gildans, and then I feel like it just does something for the rhinestones. So these are all of the supplies that you're going to need in order to complete this project. For this project, you will first select a multicolor rhinestone template of your choice, or you can get any rhinestone template and use multiple colors of rhinestones to complete your project. Today, I have selected the template from MG Cut Files Etsy shop. And according to the information on the file, you will need 1,738 rhinestones for the design, and the rhinestone circles are for SS10 rhinestones. So it's an SVG, a EPS, a PNG, and a JPEG. We're going to upload the rhinestone template to the canvas, and to do this, you would go to Upload, Upload Image, Browse. You will select the folder that you extracted from the zip file. We're going to select the I May Be Wrong Cricut SVG, and we're going to hit Open. The file is going to come in as a cut file. You're going to hit Upload. The file is now in your recent upload, so you're going to select the file, and then you're going to click Add to Canvas. The template has uploaded into Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to move it over just a little bit and zoom out so we can see the whole thing. So as you can see, the template includes the size the template should be for cutting it for SS10 rhinestones. And according to the instructions of the template width should be 10.28 in width, and the height should be 7.776. And they use crystal and pink stones, so they're saying you need 776 crystal stones, which are the gray stones, and you need 962 pink stones, which are the pink stones inside. So in order to get these measurements, the instructions said that we have to ungroup the measurements from the cut file. So to ungroup, we have our file selected, and we're going to go to our layers panel and hit ungroup. Once we've ungrouped them, we're going to select the instructions and move them off to the side so that we will still be able to see them to ensure that we size everything correctly. Then we're going to select the whole design because we want to check the size to make sure that the template is the right size. And according to the instructions, the width should be 10.28. And here we have 10.288. And I'm going to hit the unlock the proportions, and I'm going to delete the 8 in the back so that the template is the exact size that it says it should be per the instructions. The height should be 7.776. The height is 7.777. I am going to delete the 7 and change it to a 6. So again, the height is the exact height that the instructions said it should be, and then I'll hit enter. So there was a small change, maybe unnoticeable, but because the instructions said that the template should be 10.28 in width and 7.776 in height, that's what we want to make our template. So once we check the size, then we can hide the measurements because we're not going to use them anymore. So we can delete them or hide them. And I'm going to hide them by selecting the eyeball here on the layers panel. And you can see that I have the instructions selected and the other one is highlighted as well. My apologies, the alarm on my phone went off. So I've hidden the instructions. Now we are ready to cut. But before we go to make it, I would like to point out that this template is 2 colors. This means that Cricut will put the design on 2 different mats to cut it. You can leave it like this, or you can change the design to 1 color and cut everything on 1 mat. So cutting everything on 1 mat will definitely save you in materials, but it may be slightly difficult for you to be able to brush the 2 different color rhinestones in. And so for this tutorial, I will be cutting this design on 2 mats because I find it easier to layer my different color rhinestones when I use 2 mats. Okay? So now that I've pointed that out, let's go to make it. So once we selected make it, you can see the images on the mats. We have 2 12 by 12 mats. And because we will be using transfer paper, we don't need to we don't need to mirror our designs. So from here, we'll select continue. Cricut. So here we are on our materials screen, and you would select the type of material you will be cutting. So now I need to mention that on my Explore Air 2, my cut dial is set on custom, and so I'm able to see all the different types of materials that I can use. So since I will be cutting rhinestone flock, I have created my own material setting here so that I can cut the rhinestone flock that I purchased from Heat Transfer Warehouse. So if this is your first time and you need to make a material settings for rhinestone flock, the way that you create your own rhinestone material settings would be to go to Browse All Material. You're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and you're going to select Material Settings. From here, you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom again and you're going to select Add New Material. Here, you're going to name your material. So for me, I'm going to name, I've already done this, so I'm going to do it, walk you through it, and so you can see it. So I'm going to name this Rhinestone Test. So once you name it, and you can name yours whatever you want to name yours, that something that you will remember, I am going to select Save. So once you name your material, you will select Save. Once you select Save, the screen will bring you to this area here. So once you're in this area here, you will set your pressure for your rhinestone material. So you would move the slider all the way over to about 345, right? And so this is the pressure that I found that works best for me. Depending on the age of your blade, the sharpness of your blade, you can set your pressure between 340 and 350. So again, those the pressure depends on your blade. So I left the rest of the options here, I left them the same way that they were, and I just select Save. So once you select Save, you've created the list. You would scroll down and hit Done. So now you're finished creating your materials, but your material isn't available for you to use quite yet. So you would have to cancel your cut. And you say yes. Then you would select Cancel Your Mats. And it will take you back to the canvas where you would start all over again making your project. So let's start over by going to Make It. Remember, we don't need to mirror our design because we're going to be using transfer tape, and we're going to hit Continue. We're going to hit Browse All Materials so that we can find the material that we just created so that we can cut our flock. So we have Rhinestone Test here. So we're going to select the material and hit Done. And then we'll leave the pressure on default. And so once we have everything selected, now we can load our mats to cut our design on the rhinestone flock. So I'm going to get the material together, and then I'm going to meet you at the cutting machine. Here I am at the cutting machine, and I have loaded my mat with the rhinestone flock. So you can load your rhinestone flock on your mat in two ways. You can load your rhinestone flock on your mat with your backing on or with your backing off. And you would simply peel it and then place the sticky side down onto your mat. I loaded this mat here with the backing off because when I find that when I load my mat with my backing off and it sticks to the mat, when the machine finished cutting out the circles for the rhinestones, when I remove the flock, the circles that have cut will remain on the mat, and I just have to clean it up later. And so I just find that easier. You can do it again. Like I said, you can do it two ways. You can do it with your backing on, or you can peel your backing off and put it on your mat sticky side down. It's your choice. So now I'll start the project to cut, and I won't bore you all with watching the whole project cut. I will be back once I finish cutting. So here I have both of my templates already cut and weeded out. I have them both here. And now I'm ready to brush my rhinestones into my template. So I've decided that for my design, I'm going to use some crystal, not hot fix rhinestones. And I got these rhinestones from the Baby's Booty. And she does a buy-in every month. So if you are looking to get into rhinestones, go check her out. She has a YouTube channel. It's called The Baby's Booty. And she has a Facebook group called The Hoop Group. So go check her out. Like I said, every month she does these rhinestone buy-ins. And this is like a really great deal. And then I have these dark pink rhinestones that I got from Amazon. They are Beadlands brand, and they have some sparkle to them, but not like these Luxe stones over here. These stones right here really sparkle. These sparkle, but not like those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my first template, and I am going to brush my rhinestones into my first template. So to brush my rhinestones in, I am going to use this paintbrush here, and I'm going to pour a large amount of rhinestones onto my design. And I may have overdone it, but I want to make sure I get them all covered. And I'm going to brush them all in, and I'm going to go in circular movements like so to get all of my stones into the circles that were cut out for the template. And you just want to go in a circular motion to get all of the stones into your template. And as you can see, I probably like used a lot of stones, but it's okay because we're on this table here and all the stones are going to fall into place. And then I'm going to move them out of the way. So I feel like I have most of my template covered. And so I'm going to start to move them out of the way so that I can check my work and then use my rhinestone picker tool to fix any of the extra rhinestones or rhinestones that didn't brush in. So I'm going to move some of these stones away, still trying to get them in. And you just move them out of the way gently because you don't want to disturb the other rhinestones that you have. So you just move them out of the way. And then once you move them all out of the way, you want to double check them to make sure that you don't have any of the stones overlapping where you have extra stones, and you want to fill in where you miss stones. So like here, I have a stone that's missing, and I'm going to place it right here. I have an overlapping stone here that I'm going to remove. I have another one right here that I'm going to remove. And so I'm going to check the whole template and to make sure that all of the stones are where they're supposed to be. And then I'll come back. Okay, so now I have all of my rhinestones in. I have everything cleaned up. I've checked it to make sure that there are no extra stones. And I've also checked to make sure that all of the holes were filled in. And so the next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to take my Hot Fix Rhinestones transfer tape and I'm going to put it down to pick up all of the rhinestones off of this template so that I can transfer it to my shirt. Okay, so I'm going to peel off the backing of my rhinestone transfer tape. Let me see. See? It's kind of easy. You just peel it like that. And then you just separate it like that. And you just peel it away. Sorry for the noise. And then what you do is when you get the backing peeled away, then you want to place your transfer tape over the, turn it around the right way. You want to place your rhinestone transfer tape over top of your design. Don't get too close, because if you get too close and the rhinestones touch the tape, then you will have to either go with that or take all the rhinestones off and start all over again. So you want to put your rhinestone tape into a U shape, and then you just want to lay it down. And once you lay it down, you just commit. Just let it go. And then you want to brush over top of them to make sure that all of the stones stick to your rhinestone tape. So you want to make sure all of it sticks. And you can use your hand, you can use your brush, you can use a brayer, you can use whatever you have that's available to make sure that all of your rhinestones stick to the transfer tape. And once you have all of your rhinestones stuck to your transfer tape, then you want to lift your transfer tape and to capture all of your rhinestones. So I'm going to remove the transfer tape, hoping that all of my rhinestones stick. So I'm going to slowly peel it off, making sure that I get all of the rhinestones. And I like to peel mine back onto itself. That way, when I'm finished, the tape won't pop and the rhinestones won't get stuck together and the tape won't stick together. So you got to be really careful, because the rhinestone tape is really sticky. And so when you roll it over onto itself, then you don't have to worry about it catching and sticking. So I've removed all of the rhinestones off of the transfer tape, and I'm not quite ready to press my shirt yet. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the backing back on it until I am ready to press my shirt. So I'm going to just stick this back down until I'm ready to press my shirt. And then I will do the same thing for my next shirt. I will brush in the rhinestones and pick it up with the Hot Fix tape. So here's the second template. I'm going to pour all of my rhinestones on here. And then I'm going to brush them in, just like I did the first one. Now that I have all of my stones brushed in, I'm going to check it to make sure that I don't have any extra stones and that all of the stones are in a circle that was cut out. So here we are at my table again, and we have my heat press mat and we have the t-shirt. I've pre-pressed the t-shirt, I've lint rolled it, and again, I've pre-pressed it to get the moisture out of the shirt and to get some of the wrinkles out of the shirt, because you want to make sure you have a really smooth surface when it's time to lay your rhinestones down. And so I've already done all of those things, and I brought it over to my table because it is going to be easier for me to show you how to layer the two colors together over here versus being at my heat press. And so we're going to go and we're going to put down our first layer. And our first layer, I'm just going to remove the backing off of the first layer. And then I am going to place the first layer down, and I am going to place the top of the design 3 inches from the top of the bottom of the collar of the shirt. And I'm going to make sure that when I lay it down, that I position it so that it is even on all sides. And so you want to make sure it is about 3 inches from the bottom of the collar. And here it's like a little, it's a little too high. So I'm going to lift it up and bring it down a little so that I can get it positioned correctly. Okay. So about right there should work for me. Yeah. About right there. That should work. So you want to make sure that your design is even on both sides. So you want to check it from the widest point of your design. This is the widest point here, and this is the widest point on this side. So you want to check it to make sure that it is where it's supposed to be. So we got about 5 over here, and then we have about 4 over here. So we want to move the design over so that we can make sure that we get it perfectly centered. And then we're going to check it again. And we got about 4.5 over there and about 4.5 over here. And then we have about 2.5, 3 inches from the top. And I'm okay with that. We want to make sure that it's straight. And then we're going to press it. So I'm going to take it over to my heat press, and I'm going to press it for 350 degrees for 20 seconds. I'm sorry, 350 degrees for 20 seconds. And then I'll bring it back over to the table to show you how I add the next layer. Okay, so we've pressed it, and we're going to remove the Teflon. I'm going to reveal this shirt together with you all. So I've pressed it, and now I'm going to take off the transfer tape. And don't mess, try to keep your transfer tape in good condition because you can reuse it again. So that's the first layer. And I'm just going to take my backing and put it back on my transfer tape so that I can use my transfer tape again. Now, this is our first layer. Now we're going to add our second layer to our shirt. And again, I'm going to remove the backing from the transfer tape. And similar to layering Similar to layering vinyl, you want to layer your rhinestones into your template, into your design. So we're going to lay them down into the design. We're going to make sure they're lined up perfectly, or as close to perfectly that we can get. And we are going to, once we get it lined up where we want it to get lined up, even if you have to move this shirt a little bit to get the design to lay where you want it to lay at, you just lay your design down. Where you want your stones to be, you will lay your design down. Okay, and then that's positioned where we would want it to be. It's a little glare, so you can't really see, but let me see if I can cover it up, the glare up a little bit. So you can see, let me bring it up some, that you have your design layered into your first layer. So we're going to take this over to the heat press and press it again, and then I'll bring it back over and reveal it so that we can see the final results. Okay, so I'm back to reveal the second layer, and I am going to peel the hot fix tape off, and then I'm going to place it back, and let's reveal it. Woo, look at this sparkle here. Y'all, this shirt is sparkling. Oh my goodness, this shirt is sparkling. The camera never, ever, ever do rhinestones any justice. This is beautiful. All right, guys, that's all for now. I hope that you were able to follow along with my process. If you like this video and would like to see more, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will respond back. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.